Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Spiritual Insight Show. I apologize for the 5-minute delay in getting on air. It's just been one of those days where it's just maybe not just one of those days we could feel like we're just losing all concept of time, all track of time, or just, okay, I have time to do this. And anyway, I'm here. I made it. Everything is fine. Knock on wood here. So anyway, thank you everyone for joining in this evening. I have had 2 weeks off, so I'm really glad and excited to be back on air. So because we had the holiday break, the holy days break. So anyway, just checking out here. Now, there's not going to be any, it's not a live radio this evening or callers, but you can ask questions in the chat. And for those of you who are going to listen to this in archives, just know that for the future, that if you check out this show live, that you will be able to ask questions in the chat. All right, and so welcome everyone, whether you're watching live or you're watching this in archives. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule and busy day or evening and sitting in sacred circle with each and every one of us who are viewing this. So thank you. I'm very grateful and appreciate you. So how was everyone's holy day season? I hope in New Year's, I hope that it has been very prosperous and relaxing and not so stressful. Oh my goodness. But I hope everyone did have some nice time. And even if I know for some people the time of the season can be depressing. But quite honestly, that's not the only time of the year where one can feel depressed, and that's a whole nother topic, and we've talked about that before. But it's most definitely a new year, which is a very powerful. Each year, I know it seems like, I read somewhere where someone was really trashing oh great, now I get to hear the new year, new me, crap kind of thing is what they were like. Oh great, now all the new agers are going to say new year, new me crap. It's like, wow, okay, if that's your perception and that's your belief, then I honor that. I honor you. The thing is that we are energy, and energy is ever changing, so we're ever changing. So absolutely, it's not just a new year. We can change month to month. Change occurs all the time. So we must learn to embrace that. Come out of the comfort zone. And this is actually last year was the year to really start to take that step out of the comfort zone, and you'll see that this is the step in the new direction this year, out of that comfort zone. You'll have more direction and more focus. So I'm really excited. I had completed an audio MP3, Meet Your Dragon. It's a way for you to be reintroduced to your dragon. We all have a dragon, and we've communicated when we were younger. If we remember, that's great. Most of us forget, but it's a reintroduction of your dragon, and talking about dragons a little bit in this MP3. So I have finished the recording today. I need to listen to it, maybe do some editing, and then I will have it available on my website in my MP3 store. Just check out my MP3s on my website. My website is whitesagewoman.com. That's whitesage, SAGE, woman.com. So all my MP3s are $2.99. Make them very affordable. Most for like the price of a Kindle book or a game, an app, right? I like to make them available for everyone. So I just am excited. Just wanted to let you know about that. So I'm still working on the title. I just want to make sure whether it's Meet Your Dragon or Introduce to Your Dragon, but you get the idea. It's to help you communicate with your dragon. All right, so let me get started this evening. I do have a crystal message and a power animal message, which I like to do every week or when I have the shows. So the crystal message for this week is a ruby zoisite. A ruby zoisite. I'm going to spell the last part because I'm probably butchering it. It's Zoisite. So a ruby zoisite. So this particular gemstone assists with stabilizing passion and anger. So it pretty much creates balance. It creates a balance. It's a stone of passion and creativity. Again, that is ruby zoisite. Zoisite. It's a beautiful ruby colored, of course, it's ruby and like lime green gemstone crystal, and it's very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. So I can just, it's just very powerful just looking at a picture of it, much less holding it in your hand or being in its presence, sharing each other's energy. So if you get a chance, check that out. So the power animal message for this week is Flamingo. I had to giggle a little bit because you immediately think about people with flamingos in their yards, right? The yard flamingos. And it's like, no, not those. Excuse me. I have a sneeze. I make sure. Oh, excuse me. You can never sneeze just once. All right. So flamingo comes to us. And the flamingo has the message of it's the ability to filter lessons from the waters. So pretty much anyone that you put your hand in the water or in a shower and you get messages from the water. Most definitely water is an amplifier for messages. So excuse me one moment, please. Ooh. Okay. Ooh. A lot of clearing, detoxing. All right, there we go. So messages with the water. You could even have a bowl of water and stare into it. It's called scrying, and see what kind of messages you get from that. A flamingo also has characteristics or the messages of understanding the language of color, rainbow colors, or just in colors. Think of a prism. The ability to maintain our soul's purpose and understands how to maintain balance. So this is something that we're going to hear a lot of, balance or staying centered, right? And it's they have the ability to stay above turbulence. Stay above turbulence. And that's something that's very beautiful, that the flamingo, maybe because of their long legs, they're above the water, and that's whole symbolism of staying above the turbulent waters beneath them. And it's kind of like the same message that eagle gives us by flying over the clouds, right? And so just staying above the turbulence. So very beautiful messages from the crystal and power animal. Now, the topic that came to me actually this morning is the mastery of balance and the law of one. We're going to talk about this evening, or whenever you're listening, because it's very important. Excuse me. Let me get a sip of water here too. I have noticed that I have been drinking and consuming a lot more water than usual, and I hope you have too. Just listen to what your body needs, because we are experiencing a lot of changes within us, and we'll go over this a little bit more. So we have to be gentle with ourselves, and just keep flushing, drinking water, and paying attention to what our body needs food wise. All right, pretty much what we need, mind, body, and soul. All right, and so the mastery of balance, the law of one. And what do you mean by that, Tiffany? The law of one. All right. Well, there is this universal divine law of one, and by every culture has some sort of phrase to reference this. I know that very old, whether you want to call it pagan or Wiccan, it's harm no one, harm none, harm no one. It's because we're all connected, we're all one, all right, on an equal plane. So this is what we're getting back to on this earth plane at this time. Now, a master, yes, an ascended master or a master light teacher, takes full responsibility for everything, every situation, and everyone in their life. They know that we are drawn, that we all draw, certain circumstances and people toward us. So why are you talking about masters, you may ask? Masters and ascended light beings, or ascended masters. Because this is what we are doing as we are extending and expanding, as we are stepping more into our ascended master role. Our master role. Yes, absolutely. So let that settle in. Okay, because if it makes you feel uncomfortable, great. You've acknowledged that uncomfortableness. All right? Now sit with that and just let it, just sit in your aura and see if it filters in and just absorb into your being. Let's see if it awakens anything within you. All right? And just listen to the words, to the vibrations. If you have people in your life that challenge you, you have either attracted them or chose them in a pre-life agreement. I know this is hard to believe. And when we think about every challenging person and situation that we have had, many of us may be able to understand and go, oh, you know, I get the lesson from that. Now, I didn't at the time. You know, we usually don't when we're going through it. It's not until much later that we go, oh yeah, you know, now I see it. And that's okay. We're going to get to a point to where we'll be able to see it much faster and quicker, and appreciate it, and give it gratitude, and thank you for our lesson, and let's move on. All right. And it's there's a funny thought, so to speak, I'd like to share with you, or a funny experience, and the thought that I had. And I want you to think back, though, to when you had your first challenging situation. Most of us do as children, and we don't remember them. And then some of us may hit a plateau where everything is all smooth, and then all of a sudden there's someone that's challenging that pops up. And it's like, oh my goodness, really? And someone had told me to read a Sylvia Browne book. This was years ago. This is like in the early 90s. I was having difficulty with someone in my inner circle. And so, and yes, I did bring up Sylvia Browne's book. Sylvia Browne. She actually had helped, and I apologize, I don't know what book it was. I don't recall which book it was, but what stuck out was that, you know, we all have these agreements to help one another, and that what you may think is your mortal enemy, or somebody who gives you, who's challenging you, you could be the best friends off this earth plane on the other side, and you agreed to help each other. And that made me chuckle and laugh, because I couldn't see myself as the best friend with this person who was challenging me. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. But then I let that sit and absorb in, and I'm like, you know what? Absolutely, that does make total sense. It really does. And I get it. And even though I didn't have to like or accept treatment from this particular person, I was able to honor her soul to soul, be grateful for any lessons that I was learning, and just not take anything personal. And surprise, surprise, this person actually took herself out of my inner circle. So it, and it was a family member. So that's what can even be like kind of devastating, right? Kind of expect challenges from people outside of our circle, but when it happens within your circle, woo, those are some powerful lessons, aren't they? All right, so you may be learning from being in contact with the person, with a challenging person, or the situation, but also too, they are learning from you as well. All right, as you're learning, so are they, and they also are learning if because you and usually as a master light being, or one that's maybe just, and I don't mean this isn't for judgment or for separation, but like I said, we're attracted to each other for a reason, to help each other even if it's challenging, but you help to illuminate them with your wisdom and love. The one that is standing in their wisdom and their love will illuminate the other person. All right. Now, as an enlightened master, you see into their souls and treat them without judgment, but as an equal to you. Let's give a little warning here that there's a difference between observation and judgment, and that we have to be very careful. Careful. It is misunderstood when you share an observation with somebody. They immediately think you're judging them. They feel you're judging them, instead of taking constructive, I don't want to say criticism, but listening to you. And that is something that I had experienced again myself when I stepped into, yes, I accept being a healer, and that role, and that teacher type of role. The thing is that you don't have to always say everything that you observe. It's, it's all right, I got it. I understand. I see the person whole and complete. Now let's not point out particular aspects of them to the person, because you could absolutely upset them. And then you're confused after everything is done because you thought you were helping and it just made things worse. So it's not really pretty much to what you observe that you're supposed to verbally state. How you can help is just by continuing to shine the love and light from your sacred heart center to that person. Let that light shine in for them, and let it expose what they need to work on themselves. And because someone can tell you and you can react in a separate way or whatever and think it's nonsense, but until you see it, acknowledge it, accept it, and hey, you know what, let's make these changes, you won't make changes until you're ready. Until you're ready. All right. So, understanding this is a must as we are ascending and expanding from third dimension, from 3D to 5D and beyond. Many of us who were high vibrational anyway, above 3D, even high vibrational than 5D or 5 dimension. And I've heard people ask, well, how many dimensions are there? And some people give numbers, and every time I ask, they're just like, there's so many. There's not a limit. To give it a number means there's a limit when we're putting it in a box, and there's no limit to how many dimensions there are. So just we have to allow that. And I know we like how many. We classify so much stuff here on this earth plane, and when you're talking to spirit communication with ascended masters, and they answer questions for you. It's you have to expand your understanding, because we try to humanize everything, and that's our minds, because that's all the range of experience and knowledge that we have. We try to apply that to the universe, and no, the universe is so much more expansive and so much more than our own experience here on this earth plane. Our mind doesn't understand and grasp it, but our sacred heart center does, because it remembers. Remember, we are part of the source. We're that divine spark, that divine light, and we do remember before we came here. So, if we can create a situation, then we can send out energy to change it or replace it with something that is more harmonious and balanced. And I do believe that that's something that people have a hard time with, is that when something challenging or what we consider bad happens to us, we immediately think that we're being punished for something or what happened. And when we take ownership with, okay, so then what did I do? Or again, and don't beat yourself up, because some of us are really hard on ourselves. Don't beat yourself up with, what did I do? What am I learning from this? Always, always, we're learning something. And all right, so if I unconsciously, unintentionally created this, I can change it with pure intention, with total focus, and this is what I want. And that's how you change it to make it manifest. I know people probably may still be feeling funny calling yourself or seeing yourself as an ascended or enlightened master, right? Let that still settle in. Don't bat it away like a tennis ball or a baseball. just hold on to it, okay? And if you did immediately go, no, let's question that. Is it, do you not feel worthy? Why did you feel that way? And that's okay. You don't have to answer me. That's for you to answer you. Let's do some deep inner work, and let's get past it. So I'm saying, still hold it in your aura. Still hold that feeling, that intention, because you are an enlightened master. Now, and this requires you to step out of your comfort zone and into the ascended light. Have you ever asked yourself these questions? How did I attract this person or situation that's challenging or uncomfortable? What can I change within myself to transform my outer world, or without the world without me? You know, when we say I'm without, that's a big clue right there. Watch our verbiage, our soul speaking. There's something missing outside of us. We're not going to find it outside of us. We have to create and manifest it within us first. That's where the blueprint, that's where the staging is. Would you build a house without a blueprint and without plans? Would you just do it? You're going to have some mistakes, obviously. You know, and it's like, go back to the drawing board. There's a reason why. What does that mean? Back to the drawing board. Back to, let's go back to the blueprint stage. See, it always has to start with a design, with an idea, with a concept, and we manifest from there. You don't just manifest the end result. Like, okay, this is what I want, a house right here. I'm just going to build it. What's the plan to build the house? You need the plans. You need that blueprint. You need that drawing board. You need those individual focused thoughts of intention to build upon your spiritual foundation, and that's how you do that. All right. So you ask yourself, what can I do? Here's some other questions you get. Why is this person treating me this way? And I'm asking you these questions. Have you ever asked any of these? What can I see in their heart and deep within their soul, their sacred heart center, that makes them act like that? How can I treat them so that they will feel safe with me? Will this person respond to my light or run away? maybe, excuse me, maybe as you illuminate them with your wisdom and love, because as an enlightened master, you see them in your soul. Sorry, you see them completely. You see their souls and treat them without judgment, but as an equal to you. All right. And so sometimes that's scary for the other person. Now, I asked you if you've ever asked yourself these questions because this is what an ascended master or a master teacher asks of themselves. They do this self-check on a daily basis, pretty much. All right. So understanding this is a must as we are ascending and expanding from third dimension to fifth dimension and beyond. All right. All right. So with a challenging person, maybe we are learning a lesson that you cannot change, that you cannot change them. And that's very powerful too. When we get to, maybe the lesson there is you think that you can heal everything or fix everything. And that's pretty much, I have to tell you, I think everyone goes through this. We can't change somebody. Number one, you can't change somebody. You can't fix them. That all has to take place on their part. You can't step onto their spiritual platform and build their house for them. Aha. All right. You can assist with maybe some of the blueprint plans, maybe some advice, but that's it. They have to build their own house. We cannot change someone. All we can do is just shine our love and light to them. That's it. All right. So you may also ask, how can I serve others for humanity's highest and greatest? And that is also in harmony with my own highest and greatest. Right? And that's very important to make sure that your mission, which of course is going to be for humanity's highest and greatest, is also in harmony with your highest and greatest. They have to be vibrating a vibrational match. All right. As your chakras are already expanding to multidimensional, away from 3D chakras, but to 5D and higher, multidimensional chakras, people may treat you differently, and most definitely you will notice this. As we are shining our light brightly, as we illuminate more, people see this, and they will definitely start treating you differently. Soul families will see it and will be attracted to you. Some people may leave. All right. They may be scared because you do automatically light up those that you come in contact with. You light up their heart and multidimensional chakras so that they can move forward on their ascension path. So it's like you're giving them the very powerful tool just by them being in your presence, in your aura. And even if they're not near you, even in a format like this, in a video, I'm sharing my love and light in all directions to anyone who's accepting it, who's accepting of it. And it's the same thing, all right? The distance doesn't matter, but they have to embrace it. And some will embrace this, and others may be fearful as the light exposes maybe their darkness or things they need to work on, and their reaction can be to run away. Would be one option. Most of them will get confrontational, defensive, or just draw away from you completely. But know this, that you continue to make a difference to them. They will remember your energy. Maybe if they don't remember what you said, but it's the way how you treated them. All right, that will that they will remember. And why is that? Is because as you shine your divine light, it does spark and ignite their divine light, and that's that whole oneness connection. It's that you're pinging them, so to speak, energetically, like, oh hi, I see you, we're one, we're equals. And it's beautiful. It really is. It can be, like I said, scare people at first. but let them come around in their own space, in their own time. It is at these moments that it is helpful to call upon the ascended light beings, whether they're angels, master teachers, and that can include alien beings, dragons, unicorns, elementals, etc. And they don't all look like us. They're not all in human form. All right? These ascended beings will attune or awaken codes within our DNA with the violet flame and the golden white Christ consciousness light. All right? It's a beautiful, they call like maybe the halo. They see in the 8th chakra, you know, that golden white light. That's the Christ consciousness light. As you develop as an ascended master, yes, you ascended master. As you develop as an ascended master, you will automatically offer the same service and the same attunement to others. And I just would like to note here that if you are watching this to the completion, you're watching this video, you're drawn or attracted to watch this, and you watch the whole thing, that most definitely you are ready to step into your ascended mastership. Ooh, how does that feel? Again, work through it. If it scares you, just sit there for a moment. Go, why? Insecurities? No. Let's work through it. So isn't that great that we can give the same attunement to others? You may help hundreds or thousands of souls without even being aware of what you are doing or what you are being, because it's a sense of being. Being that love and light attunes others. So as we proceed towards the new golden age, we will once more embrace the law of one on this earth plane. Everyone who lives and vibrates by this spiritual law or by the state of being is automatically a master. So suffering, and this is why I say, let's sit through and work through that immediate, I'm not worthy of being a master. I don't deserve being a master. But the suffering, the being victims or being martyrs, having to physically achieve unfathomable tasks, in order to become this master, has ended. All of that is 3D, third dimensional thinking. All right? It's not a way of being. It's just a thinking. We are worthy. We all are. And those who want to really pursue this will. All right? Focus on holding firm to the one love, and don't be pulled off. Don't allow yourself to be pulled off center or off balance by anyone, by any drama, no matter how compelling it may seem. Do not stray from your focus on the one love, no matter what happens in the world outside of you. Trust your sacred heart center. That special sacred heart center. We call the heart chakra, right in the center. Sacred heart center. And it will carry you forward. The power of your sacred heart center, aligned with the cosmic heart, will rise up to match the challenges of the times that we are living in. It's not disillusional. It's not, when you are balanced, you're not disillusional. Those who are only in the white light, blinded by the light, that's a disillusion. Those two who are hiding in the dark, they're disillusioned as well. So we're talking about being that balanced, centered way of being. Take these powerful stance and do not move from it. Yes, you are a master teacher. Stand in that. Balance, or centered. I think you get the idea by now. That's the whole idea. That's the whole, that's the messages that keep coming through more and more with each spiritual teacher, with anyone on a spiritual platform, whether it's a radio show or a TV show, or listen to what is being shared among everyone, and it always seems to be that balance, centeredness, that type of way to be. All right. So fifth dimensional and higher, the law of one is an established way of being where everyone lives together in harmony and true bliss and happiness. I would like to actually, after I take a sip of water here. Actually, I'd like to read from a page, Diana Cooper and Tim Wild's book, The Archangel Guide to Enlightenment and Mastery. Really good book. I highly recommend that you get that. I'm going to read this one page talking about, it kind of brings into focus, or brings, like I said, it validates, thank you, everything that we are discussing, we being my ascended masters and guides and teachers. And I'm sorry when you hear the pause like this, I'm shifting from from channeling to I'm going to read something now. Okay, so and I have to adjust my glasses. All right. So per Diana Cooper's book, this is page that I'm reading, 252, goes and talks a little bit about this oneness phase. The blood moon of the 28th of September in 2015 allowed the energies to rise so sharply that instant karma returned on Earth for everyone. Instant. The spiritual hierarchy intends to use this to wake up the souls of Earth who are still asleep. As a result of this and the rapid rise in frequency on Earth, the Intergalactic Council has decreed that the law of grace will also be applied to allow humanity to ascend more gently than many light workers anticipated. All the souls who live in Atlantis will remember how to live by the law of one, as it is the unified key to a life of unity, love, and bliss. Souls who are incarnating as golden children already have the ability to embrace the higher universal laws. They are arriving on Earth now to lead the way as teachers. Without having to go through, we're all teachers in a sense, but without having to go through everything we went through. That's what I mean by that. Since the cosmic moment of 2012, these young illuminated ones have had the opportunity to discard their veil of illusion, any veils, as they are born. Many of them have done so. They remember who they are. Not just them. We can remember who we are too. Those of us who are here now can remember who we are. And this is happening more and more. Doesn't matter in your age. But those that are coming in now are not cloaked with the same amnesia, so to speak, that we may have been born with. And then we had to get to that state of remembering, and they are born automatically with it. That's the point, okay? So, life here on this earth plane will change very rapidly over the next 5 to 10 years in preparation for the new golden age starting in 2032. It may seem like a long time, but we're in 2017 now. And actually, I keep hearing that if we keep ascending the way that we are, we're going to hit it faster than 2032. The souls who are awake are leading the movement towards ascension and are dedicated visionaries determined to bring in the new paradigm quickly. See? Quickly. At a much faster rate. The application of the law of one to all on Earth is starting to bring about a beautiful change to our planet as the pupils of Earth become masters instead. The students become masters because guess what? We earned that now. We have been here. We understand. We get it. Yay! Isn't that wonderful? All right. And all we have to do is embrace that. That's beautiful. I love it. I remember I was attracted to Diana Cooper via her, and this was again in the 90s. Someone had given me a deck of cards because I remember having lives on Atlantis, and I would state that. And so this one particular person had received a deck of Atlantis cards. It's Diana Cooper's Atlantis deck, and it didn't resonate with them because they didn't feel like they had life on Atlantis, and so they heard me talk about it. We were sitting in like a spiritual development circle, and so she brought them the next time and said, "Here, these are for you." So of course I was intrigued. Oh, who is this? You know, see who this deck is by, and some research on Diana Cooper, and I was very. I remember. I was like, I remember you. You know, soul family. We did have some time together, some lives together in Atlantis. So, remembered her. I thought that was great. It's wonderful. Do I need to contact her and tell her? No, it's not what we're here for. We had people that we've had connection with in past doesn't mean that we have to reestablish that physical connection. Now we can work together in the astral realm continuously, and that's good enough. That's fine. All right. So just know that many of us do work with some high ascended masters, whether they're on this earth plane or not. All right. We always work with the other side and those in the other dimensions and vibrations for humanity's ascension, for everyone. All right. So these last couple of minutes, what I would like to do is we're going to activate the law of one within you. So if you're watching this video, it usually means you're not driving. But I will be taking the audio from this show and uploading it onto Blog Talk Radio and Spreaker. So if you're listening to just the audio of this show and you're driving, please wait until you get to a safe space in order to do this activation. All right? And you can listen to the activation first, and then you can always come back to this. This is a great thing about video. You can pause, stop, and go back to it. And the same thing even with audio. So listen to it first, and then whether you remember it, or you take notes, or you want to listen to it again, and this activation part, and repeat, then there you go. That's the beautiful wonder of technology. All right, so we're going to activate the law of one within you. All right, and we're really activating that master teacher. Okay, so every day or night at a time where you will be undisturbed, prepare a sacred space. And this can be indoors or outdoors. Now, many of you may already have an altar. If you have an altar, stand in front of your altar and do this. And many of us have altars without realizing it. You know what we call them now? We call them mantles. We call, you know, any place where we put, think about it, it pretty much is still an altar. We put mementos, things that are special to us, we kind of put in a cluster, and we kind of put it in a space, maybe put a candle there, you know, so a space that is sacred to you. So find that sacred space, face east, and you can do this standing up or sitting down. I find that it's really powerful when you stand up with your arms like this, like this. We're almost like forming the Ankh, like this. Okay, think about that. You know, the cross with their arms out, the Ankh this way, and so this is with their hands facing up, is a combination of both, really, right? So if we just, I like to stand like this, your palms up, face east, and state out loud, I am a master of light. I am, I am, I am. I am a conduit of peace. I am, I am, I am. I am a divine light, part of the whole, part of the one. I am, I am, I am. And finish with, of course, as within, so without, as above, so below. Or some might even like to finish with, so it is. So it's very powerful. For those who send out distant healing every day, you can add this at the end. I do that. I send out distant healing. I perform this in front of my altar every day, every morning, the 11th hour. But I've been finding lately that I'll have to do it several more times throughout the day. Whenever the urge, okay, we must do it. You know, whether there's vibrationally something that's happening, and it can be weather related, it can be an event that is putting much negativity into the air, a disturbance in the force. You know, okay, so now we need to maintain this balance in this force, so please go ahead and send out some more healing. It's a feeling, it's a knowing, it's a listening to the guides, and just listening to that upper vibrational energy, and you just know, okay, so I'm going to send it now. But I add this part, this activation at the end. When I'm done with the healing, then I do this and face the east, do the same thing. And repeating 3 times is very powerful. That's why it's, instead of saying I am a master of light 3 times, you say I am a master of light once, and then just go I am, I am, I am. And that just validates it even more, kind of like seals it. When we say things 3 times, we're really creating it. And then always, as within, so without. As above, so below. Very, very powerful. All right, so that's a very powerful activation that you could do every day. Oh. If you forget to do it every day, don't despair. You can do it several times a week. You can do this and be this anytime. You can also, when I light candles, I see that I'm having some sort of activation as I do that. So of course I am a light. I am light. You're lighting a candle. I am light, and I repeat it 3 times. I am light. I am light. I do repeat. I am an ascended. I am a master teacher. I am. I am. I am. So when you have different types of candle holders, it makes it fun. So like I have it, I call it a green man or a tree incense holder. So when I light the incense on there, I am wise. Okay, I am wise. I am a master teacher. I am. I am. I am. And then or an owl, if you have an owl candle holder, same thing, like that wisdom, right? And when you're tapped into your wisdom and the divine love, guess what? You are a master teacher. That takes you to that higher vibration. It really does. I have dragon ones, candle holders. I am protected. You know, the I ams, anything you put behind that I am, it is a very powerful manifester. It is. All right. I am in the upper vibrations. All right. And it's I am one with all. Whatever you want to say, whatever feels powerful for you, whatever you feel is activated within you, then go with it. Just go with the flow. So beautiful. All right, so again, woo, really, really choked up. There's a lot of energies coming in. A lot of you may be feeling sinuses, the pressure in the head. Whether you're draining, whether you're not draining, you're stopped up, just notice simultaneously. You can feel it all in your head. See if you feel any sensitivity. Does the top of your head feel sensitive? The crown chakra area. Do you feel sensitivity on your scalp? Listen to your body. This is what I want you to just pay attention to what's going on. And a lot of us we know when something's off track, so to speak, or something's not normal. And we go, oh my gosh, why am I feeling this way? Do I need to run to the doctor? Let's first have dialogue with our body. Let's first ask, all right, mind, body, and soul, what's going on? And you will get the answer. Ask your body, mind, body, and soul. Ask the Sacred Heart Center. Usually you're connecting to your guides, to ascended masters. Always communicate with those in the upper vibrations for your highest and greatest only. And you can ask them, do I need to go to the doctor? Is this part of the ascension process? Okay. If you're taking care of yourself, I mean, honestly trying to take care of yourself, then you should be okay. And again, just listen. You get the impression that you need to go to the doctor, then go. All right? It's not going to hurt you. But if they can't find anything or diagnose it, they're not going to diagnose. I would really be surprised if my doctor said, oh, it's just part of the ascension and expansion. Just go home, rest more, make sure you get 8 hours of sleep, drink plenty of water, and have an apple a day. Apples are very healing. And if anyone has experienced that, please share that with me. If a doctor has told you that, I would love to hear it. Anyway, so it's just happening too. Many of us are changing our diets, what we want to eat, what we want to consume, how we want to treat ourselves. I hope you give yourself, when you're sending out healing, I hope you're including yourself in that. That you're telling your body how much you love your body, how much you put your hands on your stomach, this solar plexus area, and just say, I love you and thank you. And that's usually how I tune in to find out. Take time out. I lay down on my bed, which I've programmed as a healing bed, and we can talk more about that in another show. What does your healing bed look like? And do you see different colors? And so you lay down, and I take my hands and place them over my stomach at the solar plexus area, and I'll ask, okay, is there anything going on that I need to know about? You don't get any impression, that's okay. Then just take deep breaths and go, I am grateful for my body. I'm grateful for my health. I am grateful for my body. I love you. I love my body. And it may seem kind of crazy, but it's not. It's every organ, every cell is part of that oneness that needs that attention from you, that love, that support. All right, we must honor these sacred temples that we call our body. We really must. That's part of it. That's part of accepting and loving within, and we vibrate that outside of us. All right? So, thank you everyone for taking time out of your schedule and for sitting in sacred circle with each and every one of us. And I really am grateful. I feel this overload of beautiful energy swirling all around. So as we are giving healings with each other, sharing healings, we are receiving as well. And know that giving and receiving are part of the whole, where we are healing and recovering from separation. All right, back to that wholeness, that oneness, that oneness. So the divine in myself recognize the divine in you. And many blessings. I'll be back on live next Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Many blessings to each of you.